Hey there, Areli here from withhisgifts.com. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. Today I have another video tutorial for you and we're going to make this lovely thank you card. So let's get started. The stamp sets that we're using today are the Touches of Texture and Bunch of Blossoms. Ink colors we're using today are the Flirty Flamingo and the Crumb Cake. And we'll also be using the Stampin Write marker in the Flirty Flamingo. We'll be using the lovely lace embossing folder along with this die that comes from the Layering Ovals Framelits dies. Okay, for our cardstock, I have my card base here in Crumb Cake, and that is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. My front layer here also in Crumb Cake is cut at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Second layer on the front is in Whisper White, cut at 5 by 3 3/4. I have a piece of the Flirty Flamingo that is cut at 1 inch by 5.5, and then scrap Whisper White paper that is cut approximately 2 by 3 inches. And some of the other things that we'll be using today are SNAIL Adhesive, Stampin' Dimensionals. I'll be using a delicate doily, my bone folder, Stampin' Sponge, some of the Jewel Basic Pearls, and then I will be using my distress tool. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started with my pieces that need to go through the Big Shot. And for that I have my magnetic platform. I have a couple of the acrylic cutting plates here. I am going to take this piece here, which was our scrap piece of Whisper White, along with the oval die, and I'm going to cut that. So I will run that through my Big Shot, and while I am there, I am going to take the smaller of the two crumb cake pieces, the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and I'm going to run that through my lovely lace embossing folder. So I'll run these through my Big Shot and be right back. And there are pieces back from the Big Shot. We're going to go ahead and set these aside just for a little bit. We're going to get started with our Whisper White piece that is cut at 5 by 3 3/4, and we are going to get to stamping. We're using the Touches of Texture stamp set, and although this is a 15 stamp set, it is a lovely set. We're only going to be using this one here. There will be videos to come because this is an awesome set and I will definitely be getting some use out of it. But today we're using this one, and I am going to stamp that in my crumb cake. Okay. So let's go ahead. I have it mounted here and ready to go. And what we're doing is creating a background. So we're going to transform this white piece of paper into a little work of art. So just randomly, but strategically, placing my stamp down so that I get coverage all over my card front. Okay, so turn as you go. Try to get it as close together as possible, but the object is to completely fill up the front of the card with this image like that. Okay, and let's go right about here. If you overlap a little bit, that's perfectly fine, no big deal. Let's see, let's go. Again, I'm just looking for where I need to fill in a gap. And I probably should have came in closer there, but my doily will cover that, so no worries. Okay, right about there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to get in right about here. And here, these spots here that are close to the edge. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, there we go. So we put this away. So the next thing that I'm going to grab is my Stampin' Write marker and the Flirty Flamingo, and we are going to color in the flowers. And I know it looks like a mess down there, and you wonder, where are my flowers? It all looks the same, but there are flowers down there, I promise. If you need to use your case here for a guide, you'll see that the flowers are there. It's easier to see here, so you can use that for your guide. And I am going to lightly brush, and I'm not going to completely fill in either. So I'm going to start here with the corner. Let me see if I can zoom in for you a little bit. Right there. So I am just lightly, like so, not even going all the way in. I am finding all my flowers, and I'm just doing that, lightly touching my marker tip to my cardstock and not going all the way to the edges, so kind of scribbling in a little bit. So I'm going to go in and find all my flowers, and remember there are buds as well, and we want to do the same thing with our buds, like that. So we'll find our buds, and remember, use this is your guide if you're having trouble, because you know you were stamping like a mad person a second ago and you don't remember where you put your flowers. Use this as your guide, and if you miss a couple, no big deal. But we're going to do that, and going to completely cover our flowers in this lovely Flirty Flamingo. Okay, so I think I have all my flowers colored now. So I'm going to go ahead and put my marker away, and I'm going to proceed to my next step, which is grabbing both of these pieces here. So the one that we just stamped in the gorgeous flower and Flirty Flamingo, and our layer that we embossed with the lovely lace. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my distress tool. Remember, if you don't have a distress tool, go ahead and use your scissors for this step. I'm going to go ahead and go around the edges of both of these pieces. So there are our pieces after they have been distressed. Now we're going to go ahead and get our crumb cake back out along with our sponge, and I'm going to proceed to sponge my edges just like that, coming in onto the front a little bit, and then making sure to really define your edges with the crumb cake, just like that. Okay, and I am going to go ahead and do this to both of these pieces. There are my pieces after they've been sponged. Now on my crumb cake piece, I am going to take this in a little bit, like so. This is my layer that will be on the bottom, so we don't have to take it all the way in, but I do want the design of my embossing folder to stand out a little bit, so I'm sponging atop that, on top of that, over that. So just around my edges like that, okay? So now when this gets layered on top, you can see that a little bit peeking from behind there. So alrighty, let's see what's next. Okay, the Flirty Flamingo strip, that is the 1 by 5.5. I did not mention this earlier, but we are using the triple label punch, or the label triple punch, banner triple punch. It'll be on the screen the right way, even though I'm a little confused, but we're gonna, fits right into the second, or the smallest one, which is 1 inch wide, and we're going to punch that like so, turn it around, do the same thing to this edge here. So there we have a banner, and then of course where there's paper, it must be distressed, so that's what we're going to do to this all the way around. Okay, there's that. And of course, if it's distressed, it's going to get lonely without the sponging, so let's give it that treatment as well. Okay, so there's that. I think we are ready to get this card put together. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my card base here, grab my bone folder. Okay, flatten that. Let's start with our crumb cake layer. I'm going to grab my SNAIL adhesive, making sure that I get all 4 sides because of the embossing, and a little extra. Okay, let's go ahead and put that on the front of my card, like so. Okay. Okay, and also what I like to do when there's embossing involved, I turn it around and kind of rub it. Like so. Give it a little extra help. Okay, so now we're going to take this piece, and I'm trying to decide which way I want it to be. Okay. Again, SNAIL around all 4 sides. This piece was not embossed, but it was a little distressed, and so the paper's a little bit warped because of that. So we're going to center that onto the front of our card. Give it a little bit of extra help for that adhesive to do its job. So varnishing, is that what you call this? I think so. I think that's what you call it. Okay, so there's that. All right, so our next step is to put this right across the middle, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and apply some SNAIL down the middle. Okay, and I am going to center this. Making sure that it's centered before I push down and commit. Okay, there we go. Just like that. So the next thing I want to grab is my lovely doily, but it looks so clean. I'm just going to take my sponge and my crumb cake, and I'm just going to pounce on it a little, like so, just to tone it down just a little bit, like so. Just blends everything together. Okay, like that. How gorgeous. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is take some more SNAIL, and I'm going to put it behind my doily, and then I'm going to center this on top of everything else, like that. Okay, again, burnishing. There we go. How lovely is that? So now we are ready for our sentiment, and I'm going to take the piece that I cut out with the layering ovals, and I'm using the bunch of blossoms, and I'm using this thank you very much stamp, and I'm going to ink that, if I could find it. Oh, there it is, my Flirty Flamingo. Okay, and here's my stamp. So give it a quick test. Oh, okay, I'm so OCD when it comes to sentiments. Okay, so try to get it centered, but if it's not perfect, that's good. Okay, that is perfect. Alrighty, now again, too new, too white. Need some sponging, so I'm going to go around my edges like that with the sponge. I didn't even reload it, so there's enough ink there for this purpose, and we're just kind of going around. So see how beautiful that looks, and we're going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on that. Where are you? Okay, I'm going to put 3 right across the back, 1 on each edge, 1 on the middle. Okay, take that, dot that away because we don't need it. Grab my card, and let's plop that right on the center middle, like so. That's gorgeous. Okay, so finishing touch are my lovely little pearls here. Let me grab some scissors and I am going to put those right underneath like so. And there you have it. Super duper easy, super duper quick, and super duper elegant. So make sure you jot down the supply list down below, then head on over to my website at withhisgifts.com and place your order today so you can thank all the wonderful people in your life with these gorgeous cards. And while you're at my website, don't forget to check out this month's class in the mail. It features the new stamp set, Weather Together, and there are some gorgeous projects that we'll create in that class. So you want to make sure to jump on that before it fills up and reserve your spot. Again, at withhisgifts.com. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. Head on over to my website at withhisgifts.com, check out what I'm all about, and hit me up with any questions. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you enjoyed today's project. And if you did, feel free to leave me a comment down below and give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, thank you and have a great day.